how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you and yours. Last week I posted about this snowstorm that we were having in Shasta. I think they called it a bomb cyclone, and thankfully it's not snowing anymore. You can see that a lot of the snow has melted, so I'm grateful for that. There are some interesting footprints that I have over here. I think that's like the fourth different kind that I've seen in my yard since it has snowed, so that's pretty cool. I really like to look out and see all of the building department people creeping by my house and going towards my neighbor's house to conspire against me. Okay, anyways, I like to look out and see all the little birdie footprints as they've been bouncing around. They're so cute. I came over here to see Mount Shasta, so let me turn you around really quick. So, as many of you already know, there are many natural, free ways to harvest energy. A lot of people are on to solar energy, but that's not as efficient as the free energy harvesting that is constant. Not even that long ago, we have pictures. That's how recently this was. This is a picture of one of these older antennas that was used to harvest the energy that is literally all around us right now. When you see lightning strike, that is a discharge of energy between the heavens, which are positively charged, and the earth below, which is negatively charged. If you set up an antenna system like this and you are able to tap into the right frequency, you will be able to connect it to a battery essentially and trickle charge unlimited amounts of energy, enough to power your whole house, all of your lights, all of your electronics, your cooking devices, your laundry machines, everything. Not only that for your house, but for your whole neighborhood. When humans are able to live freely as God intended, well, I guess some would argue that maybe God didn't intend for us to have electricity or something like that, but the golden age isn't going back to the Garden of Eden completely. It's an advancement. We are taking the good things and moving them along. We're taking the ideas of technology, the things that, unfortunately our phones and TVs are not made in a way that are beneficial to humans. They're made to be harmful, and we can recreate all of these things and have them in the golden age to not lose what we have now. A lot of people are like, I don't want to go back into the Stone Ages. I get that. I don't want to live without my technology either. I love that I can connect with people all over Mother Earth from literally my backyard. I'm sitting here in Mount Shasta, and there are people all over Mother Earth watching me right now and communicating with me in the chat. So, that's awesome, and I don't want to lose that, but I do want to make it beneficial for humans, and I want the humans to... It's not just what I want, it's what everyone's soul wants deep down inside. You want humans to be free, don't you? to be free and to live in harmony with Mother Earth. There are a lot of vegans that are going to say, no, I don't want humans to be free because they're, you know, going to kill all the innocents and stuff and whatever. But if we are truly living in harmony with Mother Earth, the humans aren't terrorizing the animal kingdom. We're not doing anything that is imposing on their free will or harming them. My phone's gonna die. Okay. So, like I was saying, deep down inside, it's everyone's dream to live freely, to not have to worry about making ends meet, to not have to worry about the powers that be busting down their door and kicking them out for not paying property taxes or any other ridiculous law that they are trying to now impose. To live without the fear, the threat of the child pimping services coming and stealing your children. To live without the fear of your water and your food and your air being poisoned. To just be able to sit back and relax and take a deep breath and find your soulmate and fall in love and have lots of babies or, you know, have lots of fun. Not babies, I guess, I don't know. I want to have babies, but I obviously want to have fun before I do. And even more than wanting to have fun, I want to make a better world that is suitable for a child. I am anti-vax, I am a flat earther, I am against the powers that be, and I'm homeschooling. I will homeschool my kids in the future, and all of these give me red flags in the CPS eyes. I don't know. As if the king was already not wanted the flesh and the blood of the king. Once you are aware that satanic, baby-eating, pedo-damning, pedophile invertos are running our world, then you understand that it's not so crazy what I'm saying, because it's true. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and we live in a world that is completely controlled, and Satan has been working at this deception for a very, very long time, so it is huge, and it is really hard for a lot of humans to wrap their mind around it and accept that, yeah, all of those Hollywood invertos are invertos, and, you know, there are really evil, pedophile, pedo-damning invertos running our world. Anyways, yes, unfortunately, truth is stranger than fiction, and it's scary to wake up to a lot of the truth. I get it. So a lot of people will stay ignorant and asleep and whatever. Unfortunately, that is their choice. Most of the truther community will know that Tesla is the one who did the most research that we have regarding this free energy. Tesla did not get, though, where this energy actually was coming from, this potential energy that is between positively charged Father Sky, the giver, and the negatively charged Mother Earth, the receiver. So, yes, I have been working to connect with different engineers that are working on replicating Tesla's work and researching it, and hopefully they will see this message and the light bulbs will go on for them, and they will be able to start to create these awesome machines that will harvest Mother Earth's free energy and we will use Mother Earth's free energy to empower the Golden Age. You don't have to worry about figuring it all out on your own. All we have to do is create one and then replicate it in every city, and we're working on that, so don't worry. I'm really excited to think and dream about the Golden Age and what it can really look like when humanity is free to live as God intended, and the animal kingdom is free, and we just see wisdom and knowledge flourishing under the dome, and we see the peace, prosperity, and protection of the innocents most of all. I'm not even a mother yet, and security for my future children is literally #1 priority. So, the protection of the innocents is extremely big for me. Whatever. Really important. It's a really big thing for me. And I know that, well, the other mothers of Mother Earth that are connected with their maternal instincts that God gave them are really concerned about protecting their children too. The Golden Age is a mother's dream where you are not worried, like I said, about your children being poisoned, their minds, their bodies, their soul. You're not worried about their food being poisoned, their air, their water. You're not worried about them going to school and being taught lies. You're not worried about CPS taking them from you. That is the world that I dream of. And regardless of if we like each other or not, if that's the world that you dream of too, if you care about your kid more than you care about your distaste for someone else, if you care about your kid and their safety and their future, well then we're on the same team. Together we can truly change Mother Earth and manifest a mother's dream world. Yes, fathers, you're involved too, because when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Dads, when you don't have to worry about making ends meet and the stress of life that we know it now, when you're free to live out the dreams that God put into your heart, and to just live easy. That is a dream world for you too, so don't think that you are being left out. The Golden Age is for males and females and children, most importantly, the innocents. I am well aware that this male-female balance energy is, well, it's not only how our reality works, how we tap into this free energy, how we can understand what's going on around us, but, you know, a female and a male partner and raising a family, and that's beautiful, and that's what God intended. Males and females working together. We're not equals, but we are complementary opposites, where you're strong, you know, I would have, well, it's hard for me to say about weaknesses, but I have a lot of strengths, but there are places where a male is beneficial to complement those. Males and females, like I said, we're not created equally, and we aren't the same. But the Golden Age is a place, a time, where males and females and children can all flourish and live life freely and just enjoy Mother Earth for what she is, and explore and create and just have a good time. So, if you are with me, Omni Matter Ergo Logos Inanna Ya Sophia, bring on the Golden Age.
She has eyes mesmerized. You know that that's right. She has eyes split through the night.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Circle, which is the biggest satanic cult on Mother Earth. The Circle is comprised of invertos at the top, just like everything else, and real males and females underneath those positions. Just like in Hollywood, in politics, government, in the banking, in business, all of the top people in these industries are invertos and part of the Circle. And, you know, the next highest in the rankings would also be part of their group. The Circle is not just the 13 bloodlines, it is bigger than that, but the bloodlines are a part of it. So, a lot of people have already heard MK Ultra and done their various research into it, but it has come to my research recently, so I wanted to share a little bit about the different levels of MK Ultra programming that there are. First, they have the alphas, and they are female to male invertos, and they are these basically when they are growing up and you see a female with these strong characteristics that are more masculine, you can use MK Ultra programming. That's only one form of abuse. There are others. But going through MK Ultra abuse allows demons in, which will create an alter personality, and yeah, so when you see Donald Trump, what you are witnessing is this character, this alter, that has been programmed into this inverto who has been groomed their whole life for this position. They are playing controlled opposition and pretending that they are putting an end to the cabal and the New World Order and throwing the pedos under the bus and saying all the right things to get the patriot support. And a lot of so-called truthers do not see through it. All presidents have been selected and groomed their entire lives for their positions. They have the ones that portray themselves as male are born female, and the first laddies are all born male. It's just how our world is right now, unfortunately. During the Golden Age, however, things will be different. These invertos, who are deceivers at their very core, will not be in the highest esteemed places because they're deceivers. So, your rulers, your presidents, these are the alphas for MK Ultra programming. Not in real life. In real life, they're not even allowed to... Oh, actors are also part of it. But in real it It reminds me of my little brothers. He used to watch SpongeBob. And there is this episode where SpongeBob orders these blow-up muscles, and so he can basically make his arms as big as he wants, but it's all just, like, it's all fake. So, that's pretty much what it reminds me of when we have these big female-to-male invertos. It's like a female pretending to be a male, but when you start to, you know, go after her and, you know, you want to fight with me, then she acts like a female. It's not actually a real male. He doesn't have that male aggression. Yeah, there are some females that have aggression, goddess of war, for instance, but it is not the same as male aggression. A mama bear's aggression isn't the same as a lion, a male lion's aggression. So yeah, when you go to initiate any sort of physical contact, especially anything that might end up in bloodshed, the invertos are technically not allowed to shed the innocent blood themselves. They have to get real human males to do it, hence the reason that, you know, they draft real human males to go to their wars and do their, you know, be their hitmen and all of that. But that is coming up in just a little bit. So that's the alphas, and next would be the betas, you know, those sex kittens, the first laddies, the Victoria's Secret models, the porn stars, etc. These are male to female invertos who are basically programmed for sex and to be sexual icons. This kitten programming, they are a lot of times obsessed with cats. They will have cats all around them and dress in the leopard print and different cat whatever, and maybe even call themselves cat. So, yes, there's that. And, well, it is always corrupting when you have males or females sitting at home watching TV, watching music videos, watching even pornography, and lusting over someone who they think is the opposite sex, but who is really their sex dressed as the opposite sex. So, all of the guys that are masturbating over A-list celebrities or the porn stars, well, they are being corrupted on a very deep level, and pretty soon the porn sites, if they haven't already done it, will be forcing more and more homosexual pornography onto the unwilling masses and desensitizing them through their own form of MK Ultra programming. Pornography is free. You should ask yourself why. Why do the powers that be want you to be lusting after these nasty cum dumpsters? Because, well, those are dudes dressed as girls. You said that you weren't into dudes, but you're literally masturbating over a dude in a dress, so that's kind of funny to the spiritual world. I can see how they can find it funny. I find pornography repulsive, and it's kind of like, well, you kind of, like, if you go up to somebody's house and you start peeping in their windows and you see something that's like, oh, it's like, well, you kind of deserved it because you were peeping in somebody else's window, you weirdo. It's like, when you watch porn, you're peeping in somebody's windows. Like, if you see some weird crab, you looked. But at the same time, it's really upsetting for me because, well, I see a world full of humans that are being corrupted at a core level, being deceived and oblivious to it, and it's like, it's heartbreaking. So, that is what these betas are used for. Corrupting sexually, usually. And the next group are the gammas, and the gammas are real females. They are used to bear children. Just like humans have their little cattle farm where they impregnate females and, well, artificially inseminate and rape the females pregnant, and basically continue to do that over and over again until the cow can't give anymore. It's kind of the same concept. I'm not saying that they will, continuously wear out the mother like that, but, I mean, I don't know what they do exactly. I have only seen, they like to show us truth in plain sight, and I think it was called The Handmaid's Tale, I guess. It was basically a world where the women are kept as breeders and they're trained to be the breeders. And as soon as the baby comes out, the inverto mommy that can't bear children comes along, and, well, she can't bear children because she's really a he. So it can't bear children, and it comes along and steals the baby from you, basically. And in the movie, the mother, would be a guest in the house and summoned when the baby needs fed. And one of the moms had a situation where her baby, she's in the middle of feeding, and the other mom, the inverto mummy, let's say, got jealous of the breastfeeding situation and came and, yanked the baby off of the mom while they were in the middle of feeding. So I can definitely see how that could be the actual situation at hand. Like I said, they like to put truth in plain sight, and that would be their perfect world where they can do that. They have moms that are just there popping babies out and then handing their babies off to them. Another thing that recently came up was abortion. So when you go in for an abortion, you basically say, different places have different policies, but the doctor can take out the baby how they want, and the doctor can do with the, I don't even want to say medical waste because it's a dead baby. The doctor can do with that unwanted, unborn baby's body as they see fit. So, I don't really want to, I was thinking of, I think when I was in middle school, I read this book that went through all of the different types of abortions that they can do, and they are just so awful. I've always been very pro-life, and it's like the most protected place for a baby should be its mommy's womb. And I can't even not smile when I think about being a mom. It's just, that is how awesome being a mom is. It's a miracle, and it's just an amazing experience. So, anyways, what was I saying? yeah, different awful ways to take the baby out of the mother or kill it. But sometimes, you know, they can harvest the organs depending on how far along the baby is, use the stem cells for various purposes, use the blood for various purposes. So yeah, depending on how far along the baby is or the situation, they can also take your baby and, you know, if it's premature, they can put it in one of those little boxes that they put the other babies in and keep your baby and do whatever they want to your baby. They can drain it of its blood for all of those vampires that are on Mother Earth. Oh, this girl is crazy. She's talking about vampires drinking baby's blood. I know, like I said earlier, it's a scary thing to wake up to some of the truths that are going on around us, but people do consume human babies' blood to stay young for one magical purpose. They might have other varying purposes, but usually that is the most common reason that they are consuming it. So, they can, like I said, drain the baby's blood as long as they want, and then kill it or so when it's too old that they don't want its blood. They can also take your baby and allow it to grow and put it through MK Ultra programming. Your child could become an inverto, could become a gamma, or it could become a delta if it is a real male, which is the last category that we are going to discuss. Like I said, they are real males. They are the hitmen, the assassins, the foremen killing squads. They are the ones who do the dirty work. The powers that be sees them as disposable, and they send them in to do the killing. It's okay if one dies. There's plenty more where that came from. I am curious how many of those unwanted babies are kept alive and used for these purposes, but probably would really break my heart, so it's probably better that I don't know. They also will take unwanted children from the CPS, the child pimping services, children even that were wanted, that were stolen from their parents. If you have good genes, if you have special blood, then you might also be a target to have your kids taken away so that they can become one of their MK Ultra slaves. None of this type of nonsense is going to be happening in the Golden Age. We don't need it. The deception that is going on, the nonsense being pushed by the circle, the reign of the great deceiver, these dark ages that we are coming out of, all of this is coming to an end. We are, like I said, coming out of the dark ages where people were deceived. Everyone thought that they lived on a giant spinning ball. A lot of people thought that they evolved from pond scum. People are unaware of the truth of our reality. Well, this is the apocalypse, the awakening, when things are coming to light and things are going to change because we all are dreaming and people are waking up and joining us every day. They say, wow, this world that I see is really dark and scary, and if we continue down this path, humanity does not have long. But together we can all dream and create a better world, a golden age of peace and prosperity and the protection of the innocent, where no kids are being MK Ultra'd, no kids are being abused. We have, child protecting services, this idea of a group of people that, are passionate about protecting children and that will do what it takes, the idea. Far from what it is now. Unfortunately, CPS is a corrupt organization that is used to pimp children to pedophiles and, those who are doing the MK Ultra, which is a government thing. The government organization is controlled by these invertos. The circle, the satanic cult, is what controls our whole world. So, the sooner that people wake up to this, the quicker they will lose their power. How many so-called truthers are sitting there cheering for dickless Donald Trump, an alpha, I don't want her to think that I'm giving her a compliment. I'm saying that she is a female to male inverto that has been groomed her whole life to play this role, to get you people to fall for her crap. Oh yes, Donald Trump is gonna save us, and the pedophiles who have been set up the whole time to take the fall for the invertos. The pedos are here, the invertos are on top of them. The invertos do worse things. I'm not saying that pedophiles don't do horrible things. I'm saying that the ones on the top, they force their children to be invertos. A lot of them also sexually abuse their children. They put their children through MK Ultra. There is a lot more abuse that they are doing. I'm not trying to defend pedophiles at all. The pedophilia has to stop. It is completely wrong. I get if you were abused, you're like, oh, well, no one was there to save me, and no one stopped the abuse, so it's okay if I do it to somebody else. It's not, though. That's the thing. The cycles of abuse have to stop. Just because you were abused does not give you the right to go and abuse and corrupt another child. I'm sorry that no one was there to stop those people that were abusing you. I wish that I could stop all child abuse because it really is tragic. Protection of the innocents is something that I am very big on. I've already said that. So, protecting the innocents, it is something that we all have to take our part and understand that we are going into an age where we are healing and ending the abuse and turning this world into a paradise where peace and prosperity and the protection of innocence are all of our priorities. Children aren't being corrupted by sexual abuse or being forced to be the opposite sex or any of it. They're not being lied to in school or any of it. I know I talk about this a lot, but it is something that I am passionate about, and the more people that start to dream and have hope and put that energy towards manifesting this future, the faster that it will happen. We manifest our reality together. None of us can do it alone. They have a whole huge cult of entities that are working for their new world order. So we have to come and step up our game and start to fight back against it, because right now they have the upper hand and they're winning. But the truth is one huge sword that destroys their empire. Once people wake up and realize that dickless Don Trump is a Pied Piper, a satanic inverto with no penis, they're like, huh, Normal people are like, okay, well, you just lost all of my, like, what else are you lying to me about? Normal people are like, red flag. There are some people that have been desensitized and programmed to accept this sort of satanic degeneracy and nonsense. But those of us that have not been desensitized or reprogrammed do not follow satanic invertos. So, in closing, the satanic invertos and their sodomite pedophiles and the circle are working towards their new world order, and they are using everything that they can. They are ruthless. They will abuse children. They will do anything. We, on the other hand, are exposing their works of darkness. We won't do anything. When it comes to, killing children, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Like, abusing children, hiding behind children, that is what they do. We do not do that. We are the army that is fighting them with purity and righteousness and justice and truth. And ultimately, if that is the weaponry that we fight with, we will win. So, hopefully you are woken to the powers that currently are running our world and what is going on, and hopefully you are speaking out against it and waking up your friends and your relatives and finding videos like this and sharing them to wake people up to what is going on around them. Every time that somebody realizes that, the porn that they're addicted to is an inverto, two dudes having sex, that loosens their addiction. That takes them one step away from it. Well, should take them a lot of steps away from it, but other people, I guess, need some baby steps to get away from that degeneracy, but hopefully you are not one of them. Anyways, tell everyone that you know. Wake them up to the truth. Don't be afraid or discouraged by mocking, ridicule, any of that. Stand strong in the truth so that when you die and go, well, whether you go up or down, that depends on you. If you spend your life raising your vibration and purifying yourself, you will go up. If you spend your time doing degenerate things and lowering your vibration, then you will go down. It's as easy as that. So, if you're like me, you want to purify and raise your vibration, and at the end of your days, look back and see that you stood for the truth, regardless of what the opposition was, or what they did to you, or what they said to you, or how they treated you, or anything. Standing for the truth, standing for what is right, doing the right thing, following your moral compass, and, being true to the soul that is inside of you. So, I hope that you are dreaming again. I had some really odd dreams last night, which let's not get into, but dreaming of the golden age and purifying yourself and taking the steps necessary to become the best you that you can be, so that you can be truly proud of yourself and accomplish the great things that you came here to accomplish. Have a great week. May God and the goddess bless you.
Dream, just dream for me. I'm singing dream. Just dream for me. I'm saying dream. Just dream for me, 'cause I believe that these chains, they are growing weak. Yes, I believe that these chains, they are growing weak. They're growing weak. They're growing